while we're on this topic, I just want to get your take and your, just your view on tourism, obviously in like relation to Nagaland. So first of all, just generally speaking, first of all, what do you think about tourism in Nagaland, the potential it has? Maybe what are the things we're doing wrong with it, or what are some of the things we can do with it?
That's a good question.
How much potential do you think we have, Nagaland?
There is a lot of potential, I think, but I think the key is targeting it the right way.
Right.
Meaning, are you targeting low budget travelers? Are you targeting backpackers? Are you targeting middle class families, or are you targeting like the elite?
The elites.
Yeah. Well, either way, it could work. I think the difference would be the impact on the ecology or the people or the infrastructure that the place has. Right. My personal take would be a mix of maybe limited low budget travelers and more on the higher spenders. That would be my thing, because I think that would do justice to the infrastructure that you have. There are not too many great hotels here.
Exactly.
That needs to be fixed. I think my honest opinion would be the potential in Nagaland is directly linked with the quality of stays available, which at the moment is a bit compromised. There are a couple of decent hotels, but your average homestay is not maintained very well. That needs to be done. There are a lot of training programs that are happening, so I haven't checked it out in the last couple of years, but I know that a lot of our guests will not be happy with that. So definitely we need to work on that. Therefore, we prefer to run it ourselves. But if there was even 2 really good homestays with clean sheets and clean toilets in every major village across the state, imagine that. I mean, just thinking aloud, like a bike tour starting in Kohima all the way and do the whole state and come back would be fantastic.
Right. So you really feel that like it's directly linked with accommodation problems?
Yes. For one major reason.
One of the major, like it can't be just one thing, obviously. But
one of the major reasons why I'm saying that is when you come to the Northeast, everything is different. As a South Indian sitting over here, I can tell you that.
Right.
Even though I've been here 8 years, every time I travel to a new place, I feel it. It is different. People are different. Culture is different. Food is different. Everything is different.
Of course.
So when you are doing a long trip, and an average trip this side is 7 to 8 days, or maybe 10 days sometimes, going back at the end of the day to a nice, clean, comfortable place which allows you to shut down, refresh, and then wake up the next morning to a new experience is very important. If you spend 3 days in not so comfortable accommodation, by the 4th day you just want to go home.
Get out.
I just want to go home. So everything that we try doing after that is wasted, because the clients are not myself. I'm not able to take in what I'm being shown. Therefore, having that nice place to stay makes a huge difference. I'm not talking about an expensive place to stay. I'm talking about a clean, comfortable sleeping area. So
I totally get what you're saying with this, and the need for it is very urgent, because we know of the ground realities. Maybe not everywhere, but if it's like this in some of the nearby districts, we can only imagine how pathetic it'll be in the other far-flung interior districts. So definitely accommodation.
One solution could be, and I don't know how practical or feasible this is that I think in every non-commercial area, I mean, forget the main towns. If the council or the tourism council of that village comes together, identifies one place, does it up properly, run by the village, everybody shares the revenue, as compared to like one influential family.
Great idea.
Because everyone then feels involved in the whole thing, right? So it's in everyone's interest to make sure that place is clean, run, look after, because
the accountability is the whole village or that whole,
and everybody shares the benefit of it. So that I think would be fantastic. Like just one 4-bedded place in every major area would solve all the problems.
I definitely like. I don't know if you've heard about this. Amud, the Athletics Association, and we're organizing the South Asian Federation.
Jan, right?
Yes, cross country championship, which is like the biggest event Nagaland has ever. We actually got the national bid for the national cross country championship, and then a few weeks later, we were pleasantly surprised to find out that the South Asian has also been handed to us. So the biggest event Nagaland's ever going to host, ever. across not just sports but across the board. And when we were having meetings on this and regarding the logistics of it and all, we realized, like we do want to market, we try and welcome everyone during the Hornbill or just in general welcome to Nagaland, and but an event of this magnitude is just showing us how ill prepared we are for those kind of numbers, because we are expecting athletes to be coming in. 700, 800 numbers, those are not confirmed yet, but those kind of numbers we're expecting. And like you mentioned, besides the top level hotels, which are a few, because dignitaries will be coming now from international countries. So besides the top 4 or 5, this is going to be in Koima, so 3, 4, maybe 5 very good hotels. Then you have a bunch of like decent hotels.
Yes.
Then majority is just like you said, is the kind of places that we wouldn't want to put our guests up in. So I realized then, like we always talk about trying to create Nagaland into this tourist. I'm one proponent of that. I really feel like we have to market tourism. In whatever way. I want to discuss this with you, but we need to market this and make tourism like this, the backbone of like our economy. I feel like we can be a tourist economy. So on that note, I want to get your opinion on how like you did say and suggest that a mix of backpacking but more like along the lines of like, how do we market Nagaland? Are we marketing its natural beauty? Are we marketing our culture? Or what are we doing to sort of market Nagaland to the outside world, to say, hey, come and visit us, come and visit this place?
So I think the leadership is good, the ones that are handling tourism in the state. I think the ideas are coming now. So given a year, I think Nagaland will transform quite a bit. In the past, I can't comment too much. What's done is done.
Yeah.
But I think how Nagaland should market themselves, and this is how we also express Nagaland to people, is it's about the people, it's about the culture, the traditions, and the food. Anything more than that, there are other places that do it better. So if we can have Nagaland presented to people this way, because you don't want to sell them about architecture and you don't want to sell them about views,
of course.
because there are places with better architecture, better, but there's no place that has the kind of traditions and culture that Nagaland has. I can't think of anything. I'm sure there are, but I can't think of anything, at least not in this area. With that key selling point, and we've brought people here who have spent days just trying to understand, one tribe's culture.
Exactly.
That's how complex it can be.
Exactly.
So with that focus, I think Nagaland is set. That's how we should sell people. Therefore, the Hornbill is fantastic.
Exactly. Yes.
In one area, you get to experience a taste of everything. You may not understand the whole thing,
but you get a glimpse of the whole.
It's just brilliant. And I think whoever thought about Hornbill, kudos to them. And I really think it's done well. I don't know about this year and how things are going to be, but so I think the Hornbill Festival should definitely continue, because it, in my opinion, is the best way to visit Nagaland.
Yeah.
It may not be the most natural way, because it's a show at the end of the day.
Exactly. All compressed into
It's all
like
compressed,
the 10-day. Yes.
But it's a brilliant way. And over and above that, we should have programs to experience culture. And I know for a fact that the government is very focused on it. They're trying to identify specific areas and engage people to come up with what can be done there. It's very difficult for a person from that village to come out and say, this is interesting, because he lives that life.
Right.
To him, everything is normal.
Exactly.
So bring someone else from outside. Outside could be, someone from another part of Nagaland will see it.
Yeah.
What can be done in these villages? And I'll share an experience that I'm so excited about. It was like, it made my year, day. A couple of weeks back, Mr. Abu Mehta organized a trip for us at Tupema, and we went there and we were waiting to be shown around the village so that we can study what is interesting, what is not interesting. And you won't believe who our guide was. Our guide for the day was the Chief Minister. I can't imagine any other place, any other state, any other location where someone as senior as the two of them would take a whole day out to take us and show us the place. It was, I was like a little child sitting in the back, so excited, just to have, this sort of...
Shout out to the CM and
thank you very much. it was a humbling, a great experience, and I think it has driven us a little bit more, because if right at the top, that's the
like
drive,
they invested in
the drive.
Yeah.
It comes to us, So now our goal is to see, okay, how can we do this best? And I think if you have that sort of like leadership, the rest is just will flow. So that I think that is exciting. Times are, I think now it's going to be great, really going to be great. We just have to figure out the right way to sell the state, and the right kind of people who want to come here.